How would the Saints respond? Seemed to be the message, not just for the team as a whole after Thursday night's loss to the Rams, but for several individuals as well. And across the board, this group came out and put together a complete team win in Tampa to keep their playoff hopes alive. Welcome back to The Dot. Post-game coverage presented by Matt Bauer's Auto Group. I'm Brooke Kirchhoffer. In order to win today's game, head coach Dennis Allen knew his team would have to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And that message was answered tenfold by the defensive line.
Man, we got to play our type of football. We got to play, that dominating type football where we suffocate and take away something from them. So we take away their run, and then they have to air it out, and that's where you see success.
The pressure on Baker Mayfield opened things up on the back end for the secondary. The Saints had 4 takeaways in the 23-13 win. 2 of those were interceptions. One by Alontae Taylor, his first career interception, and the other, Jonathan Abram, who got the start at safety over rookie Jordan Howden, who missed practice at the beginning of the week due to illness. Abram was also responsible for a forced fumble.
I'm gradually growing as a player, and I think the only way that you have any growth in life is you have to put the time and effort in. So that's kind of why I just kind of prepare the same, because I never know, or anybody never knows when your moment is going to come.
Play with swagger, confidence. He's a really smart football player, and so he knew a lot of things that was coming. He was kind of telling us, even though we knew, he was making sure, like, hey, I know you know, but I'm going to still tell you. But having a guy back there that he was vocal, flying around, I'm excited for him. He's been through a lot, and so a big game for him, but a big game for our defense and our offense.
Getting off to a fast start offensively has been a problem for the New Orleans Saints all season long. It only took until Week 17 for the Saints to score a touchdown on their opening drive, but that touchdown kick-started things for New Orleans here in Tampa. Quarterback Derek Carr had a great game, completing 75% of his passes and threw for just under 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and was only sacked once.
They have a lot of disguises. They hide their pressures better than anybody else. They do a fantastic job, and they've played a lot of football together, you can tell. So to come out of that with 1 sack, which was my fault, but none by the O-line, it's an amazing feat that they had, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Obviously, just watching it from the sideline, I thought Derek was just so in control, right? And we knew they were going to blitz him. It was going to be exotic looks, and a few times, like he was just standing tall in the pocket, right? Like throwing dots, So, that's what we want from our quarterback. We believe in him. Like, we know he can do it. And so, we just got to continue to support him, encourage him. And those guys on the other side, they just got to continue to work hard for him.
Juwan Johnson is one of the players on this team who responded to a challenge from the head coach. Dennis Allen has been pushing Johnson to be the player he knows he can be, and today he answered that call with 8 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. And the tight ends as a whole accounted for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win.
They were tough conversations. And whether I liked it or not, I had to receive it. He's our head coach, and he challenged me, and that's something I had to take full on. He knows that I haven't had the year that I necessarily wanted, and he knows I hasn't been performing the way I wanted to. And so he challenged me, and those are some tough times. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but I think I've leaned on my family, I've leaned on my teammates, and I've leaned on the coaches a bunch in these past couple of weeks, and it's really paid off. But God is good, and I'm at this point right now, and I'm performing now that what my capabilities are, and there's still meat left on the bone.
You don't know who it's going to be. When you are playing the Saints offensively, is it going to be outside Sheed, Chris, Lynn, AT, or are we going to have the guys inside in the tight end room and running backs? And so we got a lot of weapons and a lot of opportunities for the tight ends today.
There were several injuries for the Saints in today's game. Alvin Kamara left the game with an ankle sprain. Landon Young and Nephi Sewell both exited the game with knee injuries. We will get into the severity of those injuries tonight live on NewOrleans.Football, breaking down this Saints win over the Bucs to keep their season alive.